Just a reminder before today's programme, the previous instalment of the Ident Review Extra is available to view, and in that episode we took a look at the first ident of the new millennium, Excalibur. And now, here on AMTV, time for the newest episode of the Ident Review Extra, and this time, things are going to get hot. The following programme is rated U. It is suitable for all audiences. Hello, and welcome to the Ident Review Extra, the spin-off show that takes a look at one individual ident each episode and gives it the review it deserves. And today we continue our marathon through the BBC2 idents of the 1990s and now the early 2000s. Today on our BBC2 journey, we continue to look through the final batch of new main idents for BBC2 that debuted at the start of the new millennium. Last time we looked at the striking Excalibur sequence, and this time we look at the equally striking Catalyst.
Time for me to make tracks now. Don't forget there's GCSE bite-sized revision here on BBC2 in an hour. That's after some pages from CFAX. Well, bowing out in a blaze of glory, tonight's been my last late shift for the BBC, so a final chance for me to say take care and have a very good night.
Well, this certainly meets the definition of turning up the heat. To start with, we see the ever-familiar blue 2 fixed in the centre of our screen. The starting image echoes idents from earlier on in the era, but then, without warning, the 2 starts to emit some raging flames that don't seem to damage the 2, at least as far as we can see, but the bright orange of the fire contrasts brilliantly with the blue tones of the 2. It makes for a really captivating sequence. People often comment on how fireplaces are quite soothing to watch, and in a sense, this ident echoes that same appeal, but overall, this sequence is remarkably simple and the main catch of it works, especially in terms of grabbing audiences. So even in the new millennium, the design teams at BBC2 knew how to make a simple ident work. Being as Catalyst debuted in the year 2000, it would only have a year of initial airtime before being retired to make way for a brand new era. But here's a clip of Catalyst from 2001.
Would-be parents getting round the law to get the child they want, travelling the world, now on BBC2, with the fertility tourists.
I still wonder why most ident clips from BBC2 around 2000 and 2001 exist in such poor quality, yet stuff from the 80s and 90s looks better. Anyhow, quality aside, Catalyst would remain dormant until 2014. As it was BBC2's 50th birthday, Catalyst, alongside many of its peers, returned to our screens. So let's have a look at this, and finally, in some glorious high definition.
Secrets come with a high price now on BBC2 Northern Ireland. There's strong language and scenes of violence in part 5 of The Honourable Woman.
Now that quality is much better, isn't it? It's great that such a simple and visually appealing ident was able to make a comeback, and thankfully the BBC2 50th birthday wasn't its only chance to shine again. For at the start of 2015, Catalyst returned to full-time broadcast use on BBC2 for a few years. So let's have a look at it in action.
And before their diets start, our volunteers are enjoying a special meal, unaware they're being watched. A groundbreaking experiment follows here on BBC2 Northern Ireland in half an hour.
Finally, in 2018, Catalyst was retired for a second time, calling time itself on its extended lifespan. But even now, 20 years after first debuting on screens, is Catalyst still remembered fondly? I would argue yes. Its striking colour scheme, simple concept and strong visuals all contribute into making an ident that is easy to remember and very hard to forget. But will we ever see Catalyst on our screens again? Well,
time will tell. It always does.
And so we've come to the end, but before we go, the final words from our broadcaster. This programme has been brought to you in part by our producer and director patrons. With your support, you help keep AMTV running and the programmes coming to your screens. Thank you. And that does bring us to the end of another evening here on AMTV. We hope you enjoyed the programme, and we hope to see you next time. Good night.